Hello everybody and welcome back to the Overwatch Reserve Semifinals. This is Esports Ohio and today we're going to be having the Reserve Semifinals versus Dublin Coffman and Whitmer High School. And these two have battled all their ways into the semifinals. Both these teams are very competitive. And I'm here today with I'm not sure. We're going into Oasis. How do you think this map is going to play out?
Man, I have not seen us on Oasis in a hot minute. This is a gorgeous rework, I will say. So, for Dublin, Ohio, Dublin, Ohio, of course, Ohio. For Dublin, what we're going to be seeing here, and we saw this a little bit last week, is they're going to go for a brawl-heavy attack, which I do like on Oasis. That Orisa can be very oppressive, but then they also have some of those flank characters that we also saw. So they have that Reaper, Moira, Tracer that we can definitely expect to see harassing the backline of Whitmer.
You see Whitmer is going to be going into a very heavy brawl, going to be on the Reinhardt, already forcing out the Wraith of Joel. Joel has to back up here. That's going to be the Bastion form unleashed by Pine. Doing a lot of good damage, but now his Bastion form's gone. The aggression is going to come from Dublin, who's going to be pushing them off the map. The Baptiste is finding the drink and in the water there of Oasis, and our Toast Mafia is going to go in on the Reinhardt, flying off the map as he is going to fall down. And that is going to be Dublin Coffman taking the point, and the rest of Whitmer running with their tails tucked between their legs.
I absolutely love how Toast played that there, just waiting on that edge, and unfortunately for Whitmer, they just chose the wrong spot to push on through, facing up against that Orisa. So they're going to be trying to keep this distance a little bit more and spread out possibly, so that that brawl and that Orisa and Reaper isn't too detrimental to them.
Joel taking a lot of damage. He does gonna get out with his Wraith. Bloody has to back off. And he's gonna continue to heal up his team. The pulse bomb doesn't quite get any, as that is going to be a well-timed immortality field to keep the rest of Whitmer alive. Whitmer is kind of stuck in this choke as Toast Mafia is eating them up, but we do see Smash. He does have really high charge. Time hits the Bastion form. He's going to force out the Wraith of Joel again. That is going to be the go button for Whitmer. But we're going to see that Dublin is going to be able to take the damage of Firefly and stop them from going in. Dublin Coffman again holding the line with the Coalescence and stopping anyone from going in.
Now, Dublin really needs to play this smart here because they use two big ults there. They do have two more coming back, but then Whitmer has their entire team almost having ults. So you gotta play slow and play around those ults.
Especially when you see the Graviton Surge building up with the artillery cannon, but we're not going to see it quite yet, as it's going to be Dublin going in aggressive already. Going to be more or less just spawn holding Whitmer, as only one person's going to be able to touch the point. Joel getting a 2K with 90% of the point. I don't think Whitmer is going to touch this. 100-0 on the first sub-map of Oasis.
Very
He's going to touch a
impressive.
4-man EMP. That
Not
doesn't
much
quite
else to
lead to much
follow.
Firefly. Yeah.
Very impressive hold there, though, by Dublin. It seemed like they just dominated each of those team fights, and they didn't even seem like full-on team fights. It seemed like they were just 3v5ing and just still winning. So, I mean, you're really going to want to see Whitmer here change something up, as their tank will be switching to that Malga, which a Malga Orisa fight can definitely get interesting. I like that Ana swap too. Kiriko's not bad either. But this Dublin team is just absolutely shredding through each of your players. You need to get some good damage out. You need to work together, and you need to communicate a little bit more if you're on that Whitmer team.
Especially on Whitmer's side, they were running something that really was bad against poke, and we see that Dublin is kind of more of a brawl poke hybrid, so staying in choke for that long just whittle down the resource and put them down. We've seen a 1v1 Pine versus Firefly, and Firefly is going to be the one to prove the heat is burning right now as Pine's going to fall down. The Malga jumps in, but with no cooldowns left to his main, he's going to just have his HP get eviscerated and get deleted from the map as now we're going to see the rest of Dublin just hold onto the point and gets the staggers in for Whitmer. And Whitmer needs to find a better game plan.
Whitmer is already just seeming so desperate, and it's the beginning of the second sub-map. You need to stay together, do not just push one by one. Honestly, Mauga getting shredded like that is not common. So work with your team, play together, or that will keep on happening. Oh, Joe is trying to... Oh, he might get a couple too.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna get out. But honestly, I'm very impressed with Firefly's tracer so far. He's been able to be on that offing already 80%. But Joe is gonna just step out of measure for a second, get slammed by the Mauga, and that's gonna be the Moira putting him down the rest of the way. The Orisa falling low. The Mauga has the cardiac overdrive, but that's gonna be the spear spin keeping Toasty alive just for a little bit longer as Firefly goes to work. The coalescence keeps the Orisa alive enough to be able to trade out Smash. And Pine gets the pick on the Toast Mafia, but Firefly is not going to go quietly. The two DPS of Dublin are still alive, and it's going to be the DPS versus DPS, and then Moira. Revive takes down Firefly, and that's going to be Joe have to get out, and the point is flipping slowly over to Whitmer.
Good teamwork. I loved what you were saying, just going back to it before that team fight. Firefly has been extraordinary for this Dublin team, been getting some good opening picks, and have just been shredding through anyone they can find and get their hands on. But great push for Whitmer to get them right back in this game.
Really, Dublin is going to be able to go, and that's going to be the Terror Surge. Gets the Kiriko, but that's all it's going to get. Everyone is allowed to escape with their cooldown still intact. There's going to be a big ult used. Toast Mafia gets a pick on the Bloody. Joe gets one with the Death Blossom as well, and that's going to be Dublin utilizing two ults to be able to get the point back into their swing. The cage fight is going to be utilized, but Joe kills Fire, the only DPS alive at the moment, and with just a solo Mauga in a cage, it seems like a waste of an ult.
I'm really not liking how much Whitmer is holding on to these ults here. Last sub-map, they didn't even get a chance to use any of them. I would have really liked to see a Bob get deployed there just to have that extra firepower.
Revive is going to get a crucial pick onto Joel. The Bob comes out now with that opening pick that's going to put Dublin on the back foot. They're going to have to play very careful here, but with the spare getting picked by the Bob and the Kitsune to cap it off, it seems that Whitmer is going to be able to get the point back into their favor, but this is one fight away. If Whitmer is off by just a beat here, Dublin is going to take this second sub point and put the first map into their favor.
Yeah, what really helped Whitmer there with that team fight is the fact that it was a 4v5 off rip. Revive got a very nice opening pick, and if they can just keep on doing that, then it will make it a lot easier for them to win this map, or at least tie it up.
A very good position for the DPS from Whitmer here. Pine gets picked on the Joel, just being on that high ground with the Asher with a pump so much damage, and Pine is going to be able to get two. Fire with the third, the DPS of Whitmer coming alive. Awake they have become, as now they're going to be able to get three in the fight and clean it up, as now it's one fight territory for both teams.
And I really like that at the end there where you see Orisa and the Juno just ending their lives just to get regrouped with their team. They have one final fight here. Not even going to be a team fight though, unfortunately.
Rickles got caught in the trap. Is going to go down. The touch didn't even happen at the right time. You need to touch, and that's going to be Despair touching first, but they don't have their ult online. That's going to be a Terror Surge, but Pine is just on a roll. He's going to get even more of the trap to be able to get the Moira, and now Firefly getting the one-shot combo. Whitmer came back from the brink off the back of the DPS, just hitting the shots that were necessary to put Dublin having to rethink of how they're going to approach this last point.
Where that new life came from was Pine and Fire getting some picks and just absolutely working together, and they kind of just revived their team, revitalized everyone, and got everyone back on track from getting those picks. And if you can keep on staggering Dublin like that, they can very easily win this map, even win this series. You are going to see a Sigma coming out on the side of Toast Mafia for Dublin, which is an interesting pick against this composition of Whitmer.
Definitely is interesting against Amalga. I guess you're going to be able to use the grasp to stop the cardiac overdrive, but I mean, he's going to immediately go in, and Joel overstepped for a second. He's going to get jumped on. Now with that's going to be the kinetic grasp is going to just get taken out. The Firefly gets Pine in the back. All he has to do is going to be able to kite this. For the Juno, it's going to be easy for him. Pine falling down, it's going to be even, but Toast Mafia has to respect this Amalga. Joel is back. You see Firefly on the flank trying to get some damage done. The Fade is gone. The Moira low. Can't quite get the pick onto her. This Malga again is just going to be able to stay on. There's going to be Suzu used. The kinetic grasp used from Toast Mafia. The rock, but in the face of Amalga, he's just going to get absolutely annihilated. Toast Mafia falls, so that's going to be the rest of Dublin having to fall back, and this is a really scrappy fight for them.
It is, and Dublin is just wasting way too much time on this already lost fight. They need to regroup, or else this percentage is just going to keep on ticking away in Whitmer's favor. So just, you need to regroup here. Ults are going to come into play here soon as well.
They definitely will. Both teams, Fire getting a nice pick on the Firefly on the left side there. But we see both teams have a Coalescence coming online. Joel has this left side, that is what they're taking, but 50% away. This rotation's taken far too long. 30% has been given. The Rock and Amalga, he almost teeters on the edge, grips just on the edge. Cardiac Overdrive unleashed. The Coalescence as well. Both Coalescences, actually only the one being used, revive. Get the pick on the Despair. The Graphitic Flux gets one, almost a second. Toast Mafia is barely hanging in there as he's gonna get two. The Coalescence expended by Brickolas. Pine to pick on the Joel in the back, but there's only 2 members left of this Whitmer team as they hold on to 80%. With the Sigma falling low, Toast Mafia, they have to pick this Malga. Finally, they kill him during his cage, so that is going to be an ult that's not going to be able to be used by Smash. The point flips over the Dublin Coffman.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, Dublin ended up getting it done, and on this submap in particular, it is a very hard to take, a very hard retake map. So it's going to be a hell of a time for Whitmer to be able to come back in here and retake this point, but they have so much percentage.
Pine wins the one against Firefly. He looks so low. The kinetic grasp keeping Toast Mafia alive. That's going to be the Juno orbital ray that leads to Bloody being taken down, but the Kasumi rush is going to be expended. The Malga dives on in. Toast Mafia is unable to withstand the damage as Fire is going to finish them off. And Pine gets another pick on the Brickolas, and this map is all but over as touches are going to have to come in at 90% on the clock.
There are still some ults for Dublin if they can create a miracle.
Firefly down, it's going to be hard with 2 being down. It's going to be rough. Revived with the Coalescence takes down Joel, and Toast Mafia is close to follow. Brickolas unable to touch any longer. The tire for celebration as Whitmer is going to be able to find the key to the castle and take this 3rd point, which leads to the first map win in this series.
Just beautiful grit. You saw a beautiful 3-man by that Moira. I'm surprised that didn't get played. Let's see.
Ooh. I didn't even see the headshot there. It was nice.
There you go.
Clean, well, clean.
Just the resilience you see from Whitmer. I mean, Dublin decimated you in the first submap of Oasis, and then Whitmer wasn't looking too hot on the second submap, ended up coming back and finishing the job, basically almost a 2-round deficit they came back from. So, I mean, just great resilience from Whitmer, and they're going to keep on fighting. I'm really interested to see what map Dublin is going to choose for this comp.
I'm very interested in see what they're gonna choose now that they worked so hard in that comp that worked so well for them in the quarters and worked so well in that first point. They're gonna have to try to switch it up. You know, as they say for Whitmer, that first map, what I say in the scrims, warm up map. After the warm-up map, they got it. But we're going to be just back as map picks are going to come in for both these teams. That is going to decide what this second map and more or less how the rest of this series is going to be determined. Don't go anywhere. This is Esports Ohio. Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. You are still watching the semifinals between Dublin Coffman and Whitmer High School. In that last map, we saw Whitmer come back from 100-0 on the first sub map of Oasis to then being able to get 2-0, a reverse sweep on the first sub map. I'm not sure. We are going to the lovely Kings Row. How do you feel about Kings Row being Dublin's map pick?
A lot of the teams like Kings Row. This was our go-to pick for Napoleon. And so something that's really interesting for Dublin choosing this is how dominant, Fire XY was for Whitmer. They were absolutely going off on that Ash more towards the end of the Oasis. And for a little bit more long range of a map, you know, it kind of makes you wonder if, you know, they can make it happen again. Pine, I'm really looking forward to see that on here too. Junkrat very dominant with that spam, can do so much damage to this Dublin team. That Reinhardt will help a little bit though with that shield.
Again, Fire already getting some good damage, especially hitting those shots on Joel. Really, the poke is what keeps the Reaper at bay, and if you're able to hit the shots, Joel is not able to play the game basically at all. Toast taking a lot of poke already from Smash on this Mauga. Good slam. puts him low, but that sneak dart is going to be able to force him back. Toast getting a pin on the Bloody, trying to do some damage onto the Baptiste. And the Baptiste finds the business side of a rail from Brickless, who swapped over. Firefly not only on it, we saw a swap here. He's going to be able to hit the nade to heal up his Reinhardt. The sleep dart is not going to be able to hit Smash, but he's going to get pinned and taken away anyways. And that's going to be Dublin finding their rhythm again and being able to cap this first point 2 ticks of the way so far.
Whitmer decided to play that choke point and just poke at it, which is a very viable strat. Are they actually touching? Okay.
Oh, the almost double fight.
It is a viable strat, but it is very hard to play around. You really need to practice that.
Oh,
no!
He's taking
He's taking him!
emptied! Oh my MTD! Holy Toast Mafia! You cannot be pulling that thing in the day of light! Oh my goodness, that is dirty. Hide your eyes.
We need to file kidnapping charges, apparently.
Oh, that again!
Oh
my goodness!
He's got to land a solo shatter here. Assert
You cannot
yourself.
be doing this. Oh, the snipe hit it again. Oh, not quite there, but someone's going to get Pine there. He's just 1 HP. Has to get out. Joel takes him down, though. That stagger is detrimental.
Oh, he wants that shatter. Man, I love watching Reinhardt's on King's Row. It's such an ego boost sometimes, and you know, as an old Reinhardt player, it is just so incredible to see. Oh, that could be a big shatter. Oh my god.
You see the we got blocked! Smash blocks the shatter. Toast Mafia tries to get a pin in. The Ramacho swap is exactly what was needed. The Amphion to Smash backs him up. Gonna see a Suju to stop him from getting away. No ults online from anyone else's fire. Gets a nice shot on the Brickless in the back. The Ash outgunning the Sojourn. When he's on this high ground, it's gonna be hard to keep him at bay. And now that's actually gonna be everyone having to walk back here. The Bob gonna be online. Is not gonna take his shot yet. The Orbital Ray gets sent. The Sleep Star out. Doesn't quite hit anything. Joel gets a pick on the Pine. The Nano and the Orbital Ray is proving to be effective as Joel gets another Firefly. Gets his own. With Smash falling, the Bob is not going to be able to do enough. Pine is going to be able to get a pick with his trap in the Martyrdom. Revive is here. The Rhyme falls down, but Firefly is going to hit the nade, and it's going to try to push this point to second, and it will be capped with 5 minutes on the clock for Dublin.
You know, that was great resilience, and I'm glad that Toast did throw that ult down. But man, that was a wake-up call. That was a wake-up call. This is playoffs. You cannot be doing that against really good players. That Ramatra will throw that every single time. Ooh.
Fire gets a pick on the Brickless. Almost has Toast Mafia fall down, but Smash pays for with his life. And Joe is not letting the same mistakes that happened on first map happen again. He's clearing out so many players, and that's going to be Fire able to get him off the high ground on the low HP. Revive gets a pick on the Firefly in the back. Joel has to try to fight this, but has to walk away. Toast is falling low to revive the Moira out of every player, and the Coalescence is going to be online. This fight is going to come down to ults.
That Blossom could be monumental. He's going to go for it too.
Here it is. They don't see him. They're not reacting.
Patience.
He is going to get shot out. Brickless gets a pick of the Firefly though. The shadow gets blocked
There
again.
it is.
The shadow gets blocked again. Toast Mafia. The MTD is being sent back, but Brickless and Joel are going to be able to recover and get 2. And that is going to be the Annihilation getting sat down by Despair. But Toast Mafia, his ego is shattered, just like his own.
That, man, I said you can't be throwing that down with good Ramatras because they can land those. And they landed it twice in a row. Kudos to Smash. He can play that ROM. Where's this tire going to end up? If you can just get one pick, it'll be worth it.
Oh, Toast gets him with a hammer sling.
What is going on with the ults this game?
Oh, a snipe fire strike on the Bloody. Brickless gets picked by Pine in the back. The Moira falls so low. Oh, not online for anyone on the side of Whitmer, but Pine gets another pick there in the back and fires in such a good spot. He's uncontested on that high ground, and that's what's gonna lead Whitmer to be able to win that fight more or less with no ults to their name. Joel falls low, has to get out, 12 HP, gets sat down by Smash, who's walking forward. The shield pulls out. You're gonna see Fire gets another Bob already.
Does have a free shatter here though, with that ROM shield down.
Toast does almost off the point. Has to be careful here. The shatter is hits full.
Revenge.
Four-man shatter. Toast gets down bloody. Firefly despairing. Toast again. That's gonna be the only one left is Smash and the Bob remaining for Whitmer. Joel's gonna fall to the Bob, but with that, that's gonna be a four-man shatter, and you get one shatter for a Bob. I'm happy with that trade.
Firefly does have that nano as well for this Reinhardt, and that's who it's going to go to. I guarantee it.
There it is. Orbital Ray being put down. Frickalis can pick on the bloody, and we're gonna see Toast Mafia swinging the hammer, gets the nano, and puts one off the map. The annihilation, the only hope for Whitmer to hold on to the point, gets booped off the map by the charge with 2 minutes on the clock. Round one complete. Dublin, if that's nothing, we're putting on a show today.
And Mafia's got to have some confidence. His ego is thriving at the moment. It is so hard to stop that Reinhardt when they are on the freight train. And quite frankly, Toast is the freight train. So you need to go people who are going to counter him. Make it so he can't play the game. Reinhardt is so just powerful on King's Row because of all these corners. And you need to get him off of that, just his pedestal that he's on right now. Knock him down. Make sure he can't play. Bully him if you need to a little bit, you know?
Or you mirror, as we see
you
Smash
could.
is doing. You mirror it with honor, you know. We're gonna be seeing Orion ones, and you know this is something you don't see very often, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you see in the reserve semis, is we see Orion mirror, and honestly, Toast Mafia, there's definitely a chip on his shoulder, as we've been saying, but you know, Smash has been doing a good job too. He's blocked 2 ults on Ramatra. Imagine what he can do on Ryan.
And you see that Bastion and Lucio coming out both to aid that Reinhardt for Whitmer.
Mafia holding the choke here. Good fire strike. So Smash gets pick on the Joel, who overstepped. The Toast Mafia able to sit down Smash with a fire strike, because fire has to just put down. Toast Mafia again proving the Reinhardt is what is his comfort food. We're gonna see more or less the battle of which a speed character is better for, as we see Despair been on this Juno the entire time, and the swap from Bloody over to that Lucio. We're gonna see how they're gonna fare off.
Yep, just make sure you're watching that Bastion. If you are Toast Mafia, he will shred through your shield, and no shield. Oh man, that is rough.
You don't have to watch out for the Bastion if your Reaper's got your back, it seems. Is also Brickless able to show his hit scam prowess there, putting down Pine out in the corner. Toast Mafia again just holding them back, able to dodge the pin there as the rest of Whitmer comes back, but Joel is still on this flank, holding off the high ground that no one is allowed to contest. And honestly, the first ult we're going to see this fight might be Firefly or Toast Mafia Shattered. Joel gets another pick.
He's just going in.
Smash has to back off after being hit with the anti-nade. It's going to just pin in. Does not quite get anything, but the Ryan is able to hit so many with his hammer. He's able to get on the Firefly, but Joel trades him out with the Shatter online. He might not even need to use it, but he is going to be down 1. He gets a pick onto the Moira, which evens out the odds. Pins in onto the duplication and puts him out. And now Toast Mafia, the only one really hanging on the point to stop the pick from happening. The beam to try to laser him down does not quite land. Toast Mafia low. Smash is gonna kill Toast Mafia with the shatter, so the ray goes down and hits the lot, but Smash is anti. He's gonna fall. It's now going to be down 1, only the DPS and 1 support remaining, but the cap is going to come through for Whitmer.
Smash absolutely just led that push there and went in with no regard. That let his team follow up, and they got past that initial choke point, and that's what set them up for success right there. Both Reinhardts are going to be set back to 0, but with it being King's Row, I do not see that being the case for much longer.
I didn't even see, did Toast get his shutter blocked? What happened with his shutter?
I don't know. I didn't see it either. Maybe just Smash timed his shatter at the perfect time. Toast is holding the perfect spot here, though.
Oh, he gets pinned. He's low. He's 1 HP. The anti on the Rhine. The Coalescence is going to finish him off and smash with that pin. Is going to prove that he might be the more efficient Reinhardt on the attack so far. Joel gets put down as well with a Fire Strike, and that's going to be Whitmer just barreling on through the street phase of King's Row.
Toast has got to play these corners. I said he was playing the perfect position. He was, and then he overextended too much. Sit on those corners unless you have to move. That is where you will thrive on Reinhardt. Those close quarters, they have to pass through that corner. So just sit there and wait. Swing your hammer a couple times.
Engage here, but Toast again, his life also low. Fire to pick on the Brickless. The Nano is going to put Smash on a bed. As we're going to see, Toast continues to go in, but the beat is going to get traded out. Bloody is going to fall though, but now it's going to be even. When no support's alive to keep this Reinhardt healthy, he has to wait and fall back without the rest of his team to keep him alive. He sees to be trouble with the Moira. The Passion trades his shield. The Moira finishes him off, and that's going to be Whitmer rolling on into second.
And they'll get the checkpoint here too, unless Dublin really wants to push the issue, but they won't. And this is going to come down to ults, and honestly, this is going to come down to the Reinhardts. If anyone can get environmental kills, even that Lucio could make some game-changing plays here.
You see that at the moment, the Shatter is in favor of Toast Mafia. Joel gets a very important pick on the revive. The Shatter goes down. It only hits fire. It's not going to be enough. It's not big enough to really carry around your spike. He has to back off. Toast messes up his pin there, but we're going to see that Smash is kind of out of position. Has the Shatter online. The artillery drops, but Smash is going to fall to Toast. Revive as well is back into the fight. Joel is low, same with Smash, but they're going to be able to fall back. Toast Mafia is going to get healed up with his team having to hold that shield. The Coalescence being expelled from Revive, keeping Joel on tap. He knows he has good positioning here. Revive pushes in, trying to get some damage done. Smash gets a pick on the Joel, who used all of his cooldowns in the back, and now the Shatter is ready. The pin goes down. The Shatter, not quite out. We're going to see goes down, both support ult and the rail gets used. And with that, we're going to see that the rest of Dublin is going to be able to hold this point for longer.
Ults are going to be heavily in favor of Whitmer here as well with the duplicate.
He knows the tech. He knows the tech.
With the duplication, the Shatter, and also the Lucio beat coming online. And on the other side, Dublin has no support ults and hardly any ults at all.
Duplication unleashed. The Shatter gets to Toast Mafia on his back, but that's going to be Smash. Not understanding the power of a Sojourn, gets absolutely eviscerated. We're going to see the duplication is going to be able to get the Death Blossom. It takes down Firefly, puts Toast so low. The laser beam as well. The focusing beam tries to get him down, but he can't quite get the pick. We're going to see Fire in the back, takes down Brickless, and Toast finally has his shield up. But Pine is low. The Shatter gets two. It's massive.
That's massive.
It's going to be Toast getting picked on the fire, and the focusing beam is not good enough. The Smash is back. He gets two, and Revive gets another with only an Ana on point and no ults to really stall this out any longer. It's Brickless throwing his life away to stall the point, and that's going to be 1 minute and 41 seconds for Whitmer, but 2 for Dublin.
You know, believe it or not, you think that's a pretty close amount of time for each team, but that's 20 seconds, or well, about 19. But that's a good bit of time. That's about a team fight.
Especially if you think that going into the second point, Dublin had 5 minutes. We're going to see Whitmer only had 4. They did basically what Whitmer did in 1 minute less time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that's a whole team fight that you're missing out on if you're this Whitmer team. But if they can do what they did before and just without any, you know, fear for their life, just go onto that point and push Toast away from his post on that choke point, then you can get pretty far with that 1 minute 40. So that's what you're going to be looking for. Man, this has been a good one. I'm not going to lie.
Both these teams are showing why they're in the semifinals at the moment. Brickless and Joel, the DPS, the unsung heroes at the moment, we're harping on the Reinhardt, but really, Brickless being able to be set up on these off angles is just contesting fire so much, and Pine has to be in the right position or else he's just gonna get taken down. Now we're gonna see the engage and see how it goes. Already aggression here from Smash. Pins in and gets a lucky pin on Despair. Why are you there in flight path? Joel gonna go down, but Firefly able to keep up Brickless long enough to take down Smash. Joel takes down Bloody. And now it's kind of a very scrappy fight as Joel's gonna go contest Pine up here. Doesn't have his fade quite off cooldown. And Moira is gonna be on point. It's gonna get forced out, but Joel kind of not forcing him out quite fast enough. As now the rest of Whitmer is back. And the rest of Dublin are crawling their way back to point. You see the Reinhardt has to fall back here. The anti onto the Rhine. Fire takes down the pin in. Time goes down. Toast Mafia takes Bloody. It's an even brawl on point right now. That's going to be the Moira falling dangerously though. Has to fall out. Gets taken down. Same with Smash. And that's not going to even be a tick let off by Dublin.
I thought Dublin would have had that. They have 40 seconds here, so probably a team fight and then also be able to touch if they can regroup. And I do like how Dublin is playing back on point rather than pushing up.
Smash is so low. He gets in. Toast Mafia finds the timing, takes him down to Anthony on the fire. Is what's gonna sing his praise. Sing his downfall if the Toast takes down Bloody. And the rest of Whitmer are kind of staggered and are gonna fall on point. With only 10 seconds left, you have to have a touch in here.
And
oh, the
Whitmer
shadows.
has
Oh,
no
yeah,
ults.
that'll do it.
Whitmer has no ults. That's gonna be GG most likely here.
Yep, that is gonna be a nano as well. Now with 2 minutes, the best that Whitmer can hope for is a draw.
Yeah, and it's not impossible. 2 minutes isn't the longest amount of time in Overwatch, but you have to play it smart. We saw how fast Dublin got into the first point and capped it before and on their attack round. So you gotta play a little bit more back. 2 minutes, like I said, isn't a long time, but you need to not play aggressive. Do not play up at the choke point. Play on point. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a sim come out here for Dublin to try sneaking past the defense. A little bit of a switch up though.
Smash not confident on his Reinhardt on the defense. Is going to be on the Orisa, and Pine's hopping over to the Mei and Fire on the Junkrat. It seems that this is a blow up Reinhardt comp if I've ever seen one. And
So
Toast Mafia is
disrespectful.
unaware so far. Yeah, the honor of the Rhine ones has been sullied.
Caught on 4K too. Yeah, no, I guarantee you Smash 100% said we need to take care of Toast and let him not play, because you're absolutely right. This is a bully Reinhardt comp. Junkrat to shred the shield and armor of Reinhardt. The Orisa to cancel any kind of pins. The Mei to wall him off from the rest of his team if he gets a little overzealous.
And we're already used here by Bloody, a little bit early, as we're going to see also the sticky contesting field. It stops any real movement. Pine takes down Joel with a nice right click in the back. Brickless has his fully rail, and that's going to be Firefly just dying in choke.
That's a really good early pick, and that could definitely mean a lot for this team fight for Whitmer.
We're definitely going to be playing way more pokey. Toast having a very hard time walking through this choke point, as that is going to be the gold used by the Orisa. He's going to back off here. It's going to be Despair trying to keep his team up alive. Toast Mafia gets a pick on the percent. Joel falls to Pine, but it's not going to be enough, so the tank is going to fall. Toast Mafia in on the supports. Revive is what he has to back off, and Fire does get a pick on Despair. Pine making it even in the back as well. All we see is Toast Mafia on the scoreboard so far, as Fire is going to be the one at 1 HP. Toast Mafia kills 4 in the entire fight. Toast Mafia, the Reinhardt that killed the entire team, and that's going to be the point going the way of Dublin to make the series 1-1.
And what an incredible just route of playing by Dublin. Toast just went against all odds. He didn't care about the comp. Oh,
4-man shadow.
Beautiful.
Shield down, man down.
Oh man, I would have liked to see a wave. But against all odds, that is just so heartbreaking for Whitmer, and Toast must be feeling himself after that. I know I sure would. My ego would be through the roof.
Especially a 4-man shatter, and I don't think much else feels better than that. And the next map that we're going to be going on to is going to be, you know, it's going to be a little bit different comparatively to the ones I believe we're going to be going over to a push map, either a push or a flashpoint, I forget exactly, but we're going to be going over to that. Reinhardt not seen played on the newer maps within the game. They're just too wide open, too many angles for them to really be able to be effective. So whatever Whitmer is going to pick is definitely going to counter Toast in this Reinhardt game.
Yeah, Ryan can be so devastating on these fast-paced maps, because on some of them, like New Queens, it's a little bit more narrow, so you have those kind of corner-ish areas. It's a little bit more close quarters, but also just having that fast character that can just go in. I would definitely expect, depending on what Whitmer chooses map-wise, I 100% expect Dublin to be running some kind of rush comp with a Reinhardt, Juno, Lucio, just absolutely just fast-paced to shred through this Whitmer, shred through this Whitmer team and just leave no crumbs.
Yeah, so all we can do right now is speculate, but we're going to be going into the next map here shortly, as they're going to determine what map they're going to go to determine who is going to take the lead in this semi-finals. It'll be in just a second. Don't go anywhere. This is Esports Ohio. Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. I've been OP Knees and I'm not sure is here with me right now, and this is still the semi-finals between Dublin, Coffman and Whitmer High School. We just saw an absolute brawl on Kings Row. Reinhardt versus Reinhardt for the good portion of the map, but overall we're gonna see that Dublin was the one that was able to win the Rhine Mirror. We're gonna be having, it is 1-1 now in the series after Whitmer got the first point. On control, and now the hybrid went to Dublin, and now we're gonna see how they're going to fare off on New Junk City. How do you think it's gonna happen? I'm not sure.
I mean, before break, I was talking about this more rush comp, and we are seeing that from both teams. On the side of Whitmer, you're going to be seeing that Diva, Sombra, Juno, just some overall characters for speed, just going in there, getting into the meat of things. And then on the side of Dublin, you're seeing that Rhine, Sombra, Juno. So really, it's going to be just a fast-paced display from both teams. You just got to worry about if you're going a little too fast.
Oh no, Diva got hacked and got immediately exploded by Toast, and that's going to be the rest of them falling one by one right afterwards after the tank goes down. And I do not think Whitmer was expecting a Reinhardt on this map.
No, really, I suppose not. Diva is not the best pick against that Reinhardt, at least on this map where it's really close quarters. Any other map, though, would be a very good pick to go against that Reinhardt.
Goal gets taken down as we do see swaps over to the Reinhardt, but there is going to also be a Zenyatta who is going to get ran on by the Reinhardt and get taken down, and as well as the Sombra falling as well. So honestly, the pick that was gotten right at the beginning there on the Joel is not going to be worth much, as it's going to see Toast Mafia going in, doing basically deleting the rest of Whitmer.
Whitmer really needs to like regroup here. They're very spread out. If you're gonna be playing a rush comp, it's supposed to be a variation of Brawl. In Brawl, you want to stay together. You guys want to be with each other, basically holding hands the entire time. And right now, they're just trying to spread out for some reason. Stay together, don't overextend, and, you know, play as a team, not just as, you know, trickling in.
Especially against a Reinhardt, you don't want to trickle in because he is very good in 1v1. He will just run you down. And we're going to see Smash realize that maybe he cannot outmatch Reinhardt, goes over to the Roadhog and gets absolutely eviscerated. Got his entire health bar deleted. I haven't seen a Roadhog die that fast since Ana was in the game. And there was some Kiriko. Now we're going to see the Ryan keep going in. Joel takes down Fire. Toast Mafia takes down the Zenyatta. Now there's not going to be much left of Whitmer to try to contest this point.
Wow, and once again, you see Toast getting in there into just the meat and potatoes of things, pinning that Roadhog, getting him down to half health immediately. And it honestly just seems like this team is playing more like a dive, and Revive is just going in by himself.
Whitmer is tilted. There is nowhere they're not. Lucio going in all by himself like that, they need to get their mental under control here. Especially with this Roadhog swamp, it might not be the best play in the world, especially against a Reinhardt. You can just block your hooks, not even on cooldown, but just on reaction. You're going to see again that they're having a hard time even attempting to go in here, especially against the 5 ults that Dublin have accumulated.
What Whitmer's trying...
Oh my god!
What Whitmer's trying to do is just pick off members of this Dublin team one by one with that Roadhog, and they just aren't getting those opportunities.
They're definitely not. The Brig Juno is not going to do much, as the Reinhardt is just there with the hammer. They're just running right into the face of the Reinhardt, and that point was taken. No ult sung. That is going to be more or less time in to try to just stall the point for as long as possible. But that's going to be 2-0, no ults.
And 5 ults, though, for this Dublin team, and really, this is not looking very good for Whitmer. All you need to do is try playing together. You need to get one of those early picks off. So really, Fire needs to try just landing some headshots, maybe getting a squishy dead, and hope from there.
Ooh, that's going to be one down, but it's going to be crucial. The EMP on the back is going to stop Joel from getting more with the Death Blossom, but the damage has already been done as the Shatter and Death Blossom combo is going to be taking down the whole entirety of Whitmer, and you used one of the best group-defying ults on a fight you had already lost.
You know, I will say, Fire did end up being the first one in the kill feed. So, you know, they just had it in the opposite order. They were the first ones to fall. You need to play your Bob right, and you need to be patient, but that's no.
He is going to put the Bob, but the Reinhardt is going to put the
Poor
Bob
guy.
over into the drink. Oh, but the Reinhardt has to play his life. He is off the map, is going to be flying over to Bob himself. And finally, Whitmer gets control of it with a crucial ult popped right at the correct moment.
That was a great counter ult by Smash with that Roadhog. He recognized how close Reinhardt was to the edge of the map from pinning that Bob off. So phenomenal ult there and got some great value. I mean, a Bob for a Reinhardt is, I'd say that's a pretty good trade, to be honest with you.
That is a pretty good deal there. But now that all they have is a rally. They are going to be popping it early for the EMP. Does massive amounts of damage. Going to be able to hit 4. And that's going to be the rally. He's taken down Bloody, unable to keep it together. The Coalescence as well keeps down the rest of Whitmer. And again, this point is very, very scary because this is the last point of this map. If Dublin is able to cap it all the way, and honestly, how Flashpoint goes, there's one fight left.
Whitmer just seems so lost to the point where they really need to regroup. They need a miracle here to happen because, as you were saying earlier, their mental is completely lost right now.
That's going to be an orbital ray, but that's going to be a counter orbital ray, but Dublin Coffman to waited just enough time to be able to have it get pushed away. Post Mafia is going in and gets so many. Pine's going to get a trade on the Joel, but to what extent does it matter if Pine is going to fall on point, staggered out, so no one can touch? And that is going to be map 3 going the way of Dublin in a 3-0 fashion. Blink and you'll miss it.
Just absolutely just heartbreaking for Whitmer. They could not put a stop to that Dublin offense. And that's how I can describe it too, just their aggressive nature. They were not even giving Whitmer a chance to breathe between Toast, the DPS, and even the supports, as we just saw there. So now Whitmer is in an interesting position as it's going to be map point or match point, and they get to choose the map.
Honestly, they need to get... Dublin is in Whitmer's head rent-free. They ate all their snacks in the fridge. They are just living there. Like, you know, and it's absolutely devastating for Whitmer because they swapped over the Diva. They were playing their own game. They saw Dublin on the Reinhardt, and they swapped their entire comp, losing the ult economy, the small amount of ult economy that they had. And then when they realized the Reinhardt wasn't working, they swapped another time. Those first 2 points were the product of swapping your comp the entire time over and over. As soon as Whitmer had a pulse on the ult and was able to counter ult Dublin, they were able to get at least a capture onto the point. But honestly, Dublin being able to be in Whitmer's head is what lost him that flashpoint. And honestly, this next map, we're gonna have to see Whitmer untilt and lock back in.
Yeah, Toast is just rent-free in Whitmer's head, and they are just trying to find a solution, and it's feeling impossible. And that absolutely could and is very, very frustrating for this Whitmer team. And, you know, I would go back to what was working. You saw Smash on King's Row with that Ramatra, and he was kind of shutting down Toast, at least his ults. So, I mean, I would kind of experiment here. if I'm not mistaken, is this just gonna be a push, or is this gonna be
I
a
believe
cart match, an escort?
I believe it goes to push, and then the decider will be an escort if it gets that far. But actually, as we're going to be deciding what the next map is going to be, as Whitmer is theory crafting what is the best possible outcome for them to defeat this giant of Dublin, Coffman, we're going to be right back in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. This is Esports Ohio. Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. We are going over to the lovely map of Route 66. This is Whitmer's map pick. If you haven't been tuning in the entire time, this is the Esports Ohio reserve semifinals. Whoever wins this map is going to go over to the finals. We have Whitmer High School versus Dublin Coffman, and it has been an all-out brawl. Last map, we saw a 3-0 on New Junk City from Dublin. I'm not sure. How do you think they are going to fare up on Route 66?
Yeah, Route 66 it's not a bad map. It's an interesting pick. You're gonna see the Reinhardt duel coming back, though. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this Whitmer team with the Ana, Farah, and then also Pine being on that soldier. You got a little bit of Farah Mercy action going on too. So you really using that long range of Route 66, especially this first point, to your advantage here. And it's gonna look like besides Despair, there's not gonna be anyone on the Dublin team to take out that Farah.
It could just be the Reinhardt, almost already hitting a fire strike on it. Toast has been on one so far. I would not be surprised. In Despair, there's going to be putting blood into Despair, as he's going to be able to take down his Mercy as well. That's going to be Angel falling down. This seemed to be what they swapped over, Angel being the newest person swapped in. But Despair takes down Bloody twice in a row. And now we're gonna see Toast Mafia does take down Smash, and the rest of the team has to fall back as Whitmer kind of staggered so far.
Yeah, really, that ended very fast. It just seemed like they didn't play that Pharah Mercy as well as they should have. It looked like the Mercy maybe got caught up with a little bit of the map and just lost her Pharah, and then from there, everything just went into chaos.
Bloody being taken down by Firefly, the only hit scan on the team, and Despair is just baiting Angel. Bait the revive, take down the Mercy, one support down. The Pharah is easy pickings for Firefly. And now we're going to see Firefly is going to fall low, but backs off just in time. Revive plays is taken down by Joel. Toast Mafia winning the Rhine one, and it seems that the plan that was being placed from Whitmer is falling to pieces already.
Yeah, you're gonna see an early switch. Well, I'm gonna say but you are gonna see Bloody switch to Venture from that far, recognizing it's not working out very well. So I am a big fan of that, but they are gonna be in debt basically when it comes to the ult differential here, as Dublin has every single one of their ults about to be on.
Especially this Shatter already being used, but a block! You're gonna see the Shatter getting blocked, but Toast Mafia making up for it by getting multiple picks. Just edit that out of the footage. Just show that Toast Mafia is able to kill 3 there. The Shatter, tactical block on that Shatter.
Just going in for more, trying to stagger. And this is where you can also have some more fun on Reinhardt. It's not as far range. And if you get inside here as well, then that's the best place for this Reinhardt. So you can kind of play up as Coast has been doing and playing aggressive.
Joel's going very aggressive here. It's going to get punished. Revive plays, puts him down. Bloody is going to fall low, though. Has to fall back. Smash almost has the Shatter up online. Is going to get a pin on him, but not before he gets slept. And gets absolutely eviscerated by Despair. Grabs that ultimate online. Gonna swap over to the Venture. Takes down the other one. And now Toast Mafia is cleaning up the fight. We are gonna see the Zenyatta popping that Tranquility. But that fight is gonna be a little costly on the ultimate side. But I think the Dublin are very, very happy with that fight.
Yeah, you're still gonna have 3 ults. I mean, compared to what Whitmer's gonna be having, though, they are gonna be in a little bit of a deficit here. Ooh, we cannot be going in like that.
That is a heavy stagger. Oh, that is an adventurous res.
Oh.
And oh my, this is unfortunate. Avert your eyes.
It just, guys,
that is unfortunate.
They,
Whitmer.
Dublin needs to back up and get together.
Dublin is in their head right now. I know it for sure. The tilt is visible here as we see that mistakes are piling up and Dublin are nothing but focused right now. Something needs to happen to turn the tide and ult to go big. A fire strike to get a pick, and that's what they needed. Time gets a pick on the Brickless. With a sleep on the Smash, puts some low HP. The Shatter
there we are.
Nick down when a Firefly gets taken down, and now Smash is going to fall with his life, but this damage has been done. The res is going to be effective, and finally, we're going to see Whitmer on the front foot.
I don't love that ult by Joe. I know he was probably just trying to pop it because he's held on to it for a while, but that was very costly. You already lost a team fight. Just give up on it.
We are going to see it. Another duplication online. Joe get the pick on the Smash. You trade a tank for a support. I'll take that deal any day. And we see the Venture using the Terror Surge, using the Tectonic Shock, and it doesn't hit anyone. As Orion just going to pull up a fully health shield with no dig available. She's going to get pushed back and taken down. Bloody unable to withstand the force. Revive does get a pick on Despair and is trying to brawl the back line here. Revive able to stay alive a little bit longer, has to get forced out. And now Whitmer kind of staggered, but are grouped up again.
Watch for the Shatter for Toast, because they are grouping up very heavily for him.
Big pick on the Revive, and Nano is here. The res does go off, but the Angel gonna trade their life. That's gonna be a Shatter. You're gonna be able to hit one, and that's gonna be the res falling down. Pine does bring out that tactical visor, but it's only gonna be able to get Joel.
Coalescence that they can pop and possibly save this.
There takes down the Pine. Coalescence, as you were saying, is going to be unleashed. Revive's able to get a good spot here to do some good damage onto the back line. The tank falling low. Despair takes down Angel though. Revive, the DPS Moira, trying to get something done. Has a fire strike hit them in the face. Is going to drop down for that Mega. Duplication on the line. This point is being stalled out so long by Whitmer. That's all they can hope to do. As we're going to see Despair going to be able to go big, getting one, almost 2 kills here. Just a tonic shot with the duplication. That's going to be the point captured fully from Dublin Coffman.
I will say that was a phenomenal hold there by Whitmer, and you know, all those seconds matter. So they held him for, I want to say 2-3 minutes, maybe longer. So I mean, that was just a phenomenal hold to where they're sub 2 minutes now. If they can get a good push themselves, then they could very well bring this back in overtime. Really, what you're going to be looking for if you're on this Whitmer team, you need to try getting those early picks here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Widow, even an Ashe or something long range to fire those shots downfield and pick off some of these supports. Or even watch out for that Echo.
You're going to see Bloody swap over to the Torbjorn, which, honestly, Torbjorn relatively in the meta at the moment. Same with Malga, so these swaps are looking good, especially against a Reinhardt. If you don't give anything to go on, it's going to be hard for him to really do any meaningful damage. So the swaps here, I'm liking them from Whitmer.
Yeah, I don't mind the Torb because he's kind of like a tank in a sense. If you can put on that his overdrive and go in there, you can deal some big damage to that Reinhardt and at least force him out. So a spam character could definitely work out to Whitmer's advantage here.
Also going to see a swap onto Ramacho, so they're definitely going to be trying to work to poke out the Reinhardt Joel a little bit out of position here, but puts the Moira down to 1 HP. Good poke from the side of Dublin so far, as they're going to be able to go off onto that far angle, but that's going to be smashed. You're going to pick on Despair, caught on the slow field, and caught out of position for just a moment, which is going to lead to his life falling down. That was going to be the aggression here. The Moira getting picked on the Perculus in the back, and this picking apart systematically of the team of Dublin, it might just be what's needed for Whitmer.
I love the Ramacha swap for Smash. It worked. He was doing a great job on that King's Row, and that's a beautiful stagger, wrong place, wrong time for that Echo, and even protecting his Mercy there. But we saw Smash do such a phenomenal job, especially against that Reinhardt on King's Row. He blocked like 2, maybe even 3 shatters. So he's done a great job on Rom. I'm loving this pick, and right now he's doing a phenomenal job already getting that first point.
Honestly, the counter to Ryan is Rom. You can punch through his shield dot-free, and you more or less can absorb more damage than his shield can. Wasn't much worried about Revive. I've seen him get out of even scarier situations there. The pin in from the Reinhardt, actually pin out, my bad, wrong side of the map, is that Anti is going to land on 3. It's going to be big, but the Ryan just pinned out, so nothing is going to be able to capitalize off of that BP nade. Angel is going to be able to pop the Valkyrie, trying to keep their team up alive. Joel on the Reaper, and Despair on the Venture is going to be able to get Pine. The Pine is going to get stunned. The Shatter, I didn't even see it, gets 2, gets 3 even, and that's going to be holding them at the door with 4 minutes on the clock. Dublin already going to be able to stop the steam that it was acquired from Whitmer.
Yeah, Pine here needs to try building up that Bob and getting it for this next fight. You see that Annihilation Coalescence for Whitmer, and yeah, Pine's doing a great job building that up.
Very scary here from
early.
Joel. Able to just get that range
There
on
it is.
Annihilation though. Takes down
Perfect
Joel.
time.
Gonna take down another one as well. He's just gonna be running down the punches all the way through. A damage boost on top of him. He gets 4, almost a 5th. He's gonna get chased down by his Moira, and 1 Annihilation changes the tempo of the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely beautiful Annihilation there. He knew Joe was low. And from that, you see Joe retreating, and he popped that annihilation to not only chase him, but lead his team in. So, absolutely phenomenal, and they could possibly get a huge bob if they can send it in this small room right here.
Especially Pine in the prime position for it, puts down the Coalescence, it's just sitting up here, has to try to drop back, puts it on fire, puts it away, but now he's going to get contested by Joel. Toast Mafia get the pin on the revive, the Nano is going to be expelled. We're going to see Toast Mafia going in even more damage. Brickless takes down Smash. The revive though, onto Revive, might be what's got some momentum, but Toast Mafia is in there. He is not letting the Mercy escape for free. Very scrappy in this fight. The staggers are going to be detrimental for Whitmer here, especially if Toast Mafia is able to continue to go forward on the Pine. With
Toast and Despair are going to have 2 huge alts for this next team fight. This Moira is just very confident. I mean, they've been getting some good picks, so you can't complain too much, but yeah, you really need to watch out for the Shatter and then also the Tectonic strikes.
Molten Core, but Bloody is going to pay for his life, trying to get the Molten Core on the cart. Brickolet is going to see the tank smash is going to be antied, but Joel is going to walk too far forward, and Angel is going to just run forward and gets taken by the entire team. The sleep dart on the smash puts him down. Toast Mafia continuing to prove that his Reinhardt is much more than serviceable on Route 66.
That annihilation is going to be coming back here shortly for Smash, and maybe, just maybe, they can get something big off of that like they did once before. This Torbjorn is a very good pick in this situation, but I'm afraid Bloody just is not getting a lot of value from it at this moment.
We saw what an Annihilation has done before, but against 5 ults, it's going to be rough. Coalescence expelled. We're going to see a push already going in. The Annihilation is going to be dropped. The Shatter, though, puts him on his back. Smash, unable to withstand the power of the Shatter. And Angel tried to go in for the res, but Joel is going to stop Bloody from being able to protect them. They're going to go for a cheeky res here in the back, and it's going to get squashed like the moth that she is. Now, with only 1 minute on the clock for the second point, we're going to see that Whitmer at a standstill and is lost in how to approach this Dublin defense.
Yeah, Smash made such a huge mistake popping that Annihilation there, as his team had no defense against that upcoming Shatter from Toast. Just way too early, you need to wait that out. But Toast did a great job identifying that and popping that Shatter to shut that Ramattra down.
We're going to see also the ult economy is in favor of yeah, it's going to be in favor of Dublin. I said spoken. They could not say it fast enough, as Joel is going to get the Death Blossom on the Bloody Ends on the Smash. Toast Mafia finishing off the Coalescence from Revive. It's going to get sat down, and that's going to be another team fight win for Dublin, and only 1 more remaining for Whitmer.
And you're going to have that Ana Nano, you're going to have Koa probably to deal with, and you're going to have that Shatter to deal with. If you're Whitmer, all you have is a Bob, and your Torb can probably get Molten. So not a pretty situation, but early pick.
Early pick on the Joel, half HP on the Rhine. Bloody is gonna fall.
Oh.
The Bob throws all the way on the back of point, but Toast Mafia takes down Revive. The numbers are in the favor of Dublin, but the Revive under res is gonna be good. Everyone is low HP on the side of Dublin, but the Nano is going to make it so that the Mercy is going to be taken down. The Shatter as well puts Smash on his back, puts him on the edge, and pins him against the wall. He is down, and Dublin, against the odds, the first map is going to close it out. Almost, we see Bloody able to do much. He's going to close it out. 1-3. Dublin is moving on to the finals.
You talk about patience. I mean, just Toast and and Firefly waiting for the perfect moment, waiting until the end to pop their ults. Both of them did a phenomenal job there. Some brilliant patience, just waiting for the perfect moment and finally finding it and ending Whitmer.
Whitmer there had really bright moments on that last map. I believe the main thing that went wrong is that they let Toast get in their head. They let this absolute unit of a Reinhardt continue to live rent-free. Dublin more or less had Whitmer in the third map, mainly on mental alone. You lose the Ryan 1v1 on King's Row, and that just boomed Whitmer throughout the rest of the series. They were able to take the first control point, which led them to be able to take it all the way to Escort. And honestly, Whitmer, if they just clean up some of the crucial mistakes they made, I could see this going to a map 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams fought until the very end. And, you know, in the end, Dublin just came out on top, but very well deserved. But I mean, every one of them fired on all cylinders today. DPS supports, and then of course Toast. So everyone needs some kudos on the side of Dublin and even Whitmer. Just everyone playing their roles, everyone getting the job done, taking it to a nice map 4. Very close matchup.
Definitely indeed. But that is all that we are going to be having for today. If you want to check out the club semi-finals for Valorant, make sure to pull up on Thursdays. I will be casting that. It's going to be a good one. From what we have seen from today, we know it's going to be good on Thursday as well. But thank you all for watching. I've been OP Nice. Thank you, I'm Not Sure, for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one.